Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020. Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Motion to approve the September 16th commission minutes.
Second.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got?
You should have got, I believe I sent you an email, but you also should have been in your mailboxes, related sales tax numbers. Turned out a little better than we thought. Still not where it would normally be, obviously. I mean, for the month of June compared to last year, we're down just a little under 7% from that period of time. Certainly got better than the previous 3 months where we were down 20%, 21%, and 12%. So that looked a little better. And obviously, you know, we changed our budget early on. We were starting out that we thought we'd get like 16.5 million from our sales tax. We dropped that down to 15,750,000. And through 9 months, we are right on that number. Now, I don't expect that to hold. I expect that to continue to drop. But still a little better than we thought it might be. Honest with you.
What's your end result then, where you're at right now? Total, what you think it'll be by December?
Oh, where do I think it will be? I think it's gonna land around somewhere between 14.4 and 14.7. Somewhere in that range. We already have the preliminary numbers. We got the totals that just came out this week for July. And with the auto, non-auto, we're at about 1.5 million. And one of the things that doesn't take into consideration is in those numbers if you have collections from prior periods, which we have those all the time. Matter of fact, that's why like the June numbers end up being better than we thought they were, because it pretty much was the same number we thought it was going to be, about 1.5. It was closer to 1.6 because you had collections from past periods. So.
Which is entirely possible.
Which is entirely possible. Yeah, I mean, really, you have them all the time, really. Just a matter of how much.
So the original budget was 16.5.
Yeah.
So you're thinking 2 million down. I thought you had told me 1.1 to 1.4.
14, let's say 14.7 on a high end, that's about $1.5 million.
Well, 14.4 versus 16.5 is.
Oh, I'm going from 2019.
Oh, so what was 2019?
16, just under 16.3.
Well, and as you've warned us, is that next year, you think your revenues are still gonna continue to slide?
Yeah, and the biggie will be interest income.
What she guessed it at 7.6, when 706, 700,000, what is it next year?
Something like that. Yeah.
Last year we were at 1.7.
7. This year it's kind of on pace, but again, I think these last 3 months will drop off. You know, I did a calculation of the latest number they said they had from Star, Ohio, the rate, dropped that down a little bit, times the, you know, kind of the cash we had in there. Not a very big number. 5 figures.
So her estimated annual net income for next year, or for 2020,
You guys have to approve.
$749,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we'll get,
1.7.
yeah.
So you're
So we're
talking
gonna lose $1 million from 19 to 21, yep.
Well, and the other thing that's likely not gonna be there is the federal stimulus that has put a bunch of money in people's pockets, and, you know, you've seen sales tax across the state of Ohio go up. That's not been the case for Erie County and about 5 other counties.
Right.
But the other 88 counties, or the remainder of the 88, their sales tax is up over 19. Ours is down. I
Yep.
think next year, everybody's is gonna be down.
Yep.
You know, we've seen auto sales, there's no cars on the lots, the big ticket items in small home improvement, you know, from grills to additions to your house. Look at Lowe's, Menards, Home Depot stock,
Mm-hmm.
PPG. I mean, pick all the home improvement, they're through the roof.
Right.
Everybody was sitting at home and had a bunch of money.
And hot tubs.
Pools and,
Yeah, so I think next year, that's gonna be the problem with our sales tax going forward, is we're not gonna have that.
right. I was gonna talk about those. Okay, so enough on the sales tax? Okay, yeah, I've got a couple of equipment outlay and request forms here, out of the engineer's office. The reason they're sending these in is because, you know, we did approve in the budget, them getting a new tandem dump truck, you know, for hauling and then for, obviously, for ice control purposes. That was, about $235,172. The, pricing they got was $178,045, saving $57,127.
How is that possible, Pete?
How is that possible?
Yes, sir.
In my opinion, probably the numbers they used to estimate were too high.
Well, or did they buy a smaller truck?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know how you whiff by $57,000. I mean, I thank them if they got the same type of equipment that they originally said they needed, you know.
Well, they're getting a
size,
Volvo.
Right, but you
I know they've been using Mack, but they're gonna get a Volvo.
So they got the same size truck?
Or, yeah, because here's the thing I asked them, I says, well, you know, you said here's the vehicle and a bunch of money for outfitting it, all the accessories, and I says, okay. What about your plow? What about your frame on the front end to put the plow, attach the plow to? What about the salt box in the back and the auger and the actual salt spreading devices and, the flashing lights and all that? They said they're gonna just, from the previous vehicle, will all fit in the new one.
Well, I'd say thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
They save that money, now we'll be able to save some of those.
Well, they'd rather spend it on buying a Ford Ranger pickup truck that was originally in their budget that we did not approve.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought they needed more money for pavement roads. We just got a letter on Portland Road.
Well, I don't think we got a letter.
Or
I got an email, yeah.
We'll have to go do that. Thought they were short on the paving.
How many Ford Rangers does the county engineer own? I mean, wouldn't the county engineer's office be buying a full-size truck?
Well, it's not replacing a full-size truck.
It's
That was Jack's old truck.
Right, that's what they're replacing.
Oh,
Well, Jack doesn't drive that truck anymore.
No, Jack drives an SUV,
Exactly.
yeah.
We want Jack to have a good truck, and I think he's got a good truck, but I just thought there was such a concern over this that we've been so worried about. This seems like, I give them an attaboy that they found this truck so much cheaper,
Mm-hmm.
and now this will solve their problem. $7,000 more to pay with. Thank God.
I mean, that's
Certainly could look at that way.
more money than some townships spend in a year on paving or road maintenance.
We tell them, make sure you send them our congratulations on doing a great job on that truck. And this will solve the paving problem, but I don't know why we need to buy another pickup truck. We're short on
Mhm.
asphalt.
And then besides the truck, then he's asked to replace their cold planer attachment to their skid steer.
What's the matter with the other ones? What are they cold plane anyway? I thought we were hot melting stuff.
I think it heats up once that friction gets going on, you know. Said the present machine is 15 years old and by its very nature has had hard use. We have replaced the hydraulic motor twice and it costs in excess of $1,500 each. This equipment will mate with our John Deere skid steer without alteration. It is replaced now to realize a decent sell price on our present machine.
How much is that for?
This is for $21,678.
And for the sake of asking too much information, the cold planer, I'm guessing that's literally what it sounds like it is? It's planing the surface?
Yeah, they put it on the front of a skid steer and they can grind.
Yeah, basically it's a mini grinder. Very mini compared to the big one, you know.
Well, I'm confused about that. Why would, they don't own any blacktop people, do they? Don't they hire a contractor? If you cold plane something, which means take away the surface, then you're gonna put some blacktop on top of it, right?
Mhm.
Why wouldn't you just have the contractor who's gonna put the blacktop, use his cold planer and do that work? And then blacktop it immediately? Why would we be involved in that?
I have no idea.
Does that make sense? I mean, blacktoppers have their own.
Yeah, I mean, I know they've got,
Do they have a paver over there too?
that's what I'm not aware of. Obviously, they do have, rollers.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
So well, let's find out. I mean, if they're doing their own blacktopping these days.
I don't know if they're doing their own wedge coating. They
That's what
may.
I was still wondering, if
I
it's
don't-
just a wedge coat.
I don't think they're doing blacktopping, but they may use it for wedge coating, would be the only thing I could think of.
That's just along the side of the road.
Even it out.
You mean
Yeah.
a cold planer?
Well, if they're putting any blacktop down, that's what I would think would be the only thing that they do. Like Groton Township and Oxford Township, Margaret Township,
Yeah, they're
they
okay.
pave their own roads out there. I don't think the county engineer does that, but they may do wedge coating.
Well, I don't know, for the end of this year, now that we've got this windfall, do you guys have a problem if we add it to their blacktopping budget? So they can get some more roads fixed?
Well, I think,
Said he was short.
well, I think we told him he's gotta come over and ask.
Well, I'm saying, why don't we allow him, instead of buying another pickup truck and an attachment, why don't we allow him to blacktop some more? That's really what he wants. I know that.
Just authorize the cost of this to go in
Just
payment.
go in the blacktop budget.
Sure.
Steve, you okay with that?
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
There you go.
Kind of late in the year to be doing more blacktopping, but who knows? I don't know.
I know you had an issue there somewhere important or something. That was getting done.
What else you got, Pete?
Well, you guys should mark disapprove and say move to paving funds.
Can we do that?
Sure you can.
You want me to make a motion? Pete, to do that?
No, you guys just sign off on the forms. I would just write on there, you just sign disapproved and just say, move the money to paving funds,
Okay.
I hope this
or
is.
paving budget, whatever,
Yeah, sure. I hope this is a good thing we're doing, right? It's gonna make him happy, I hope.
Been the content of many emails, I'm sure it's what he wants.
So I'm thinking, yeah. Good.
Yeah, worried about maintaining the roads, here, you just have to maintain the roads. Nothing wrong with that.
No?
I one of the things, we did last week was, we did we ended the furloughs, we did some bonuses, some hazard, some regular. Did get a request out of the juvenile detention centers that, they would like to essentially be treated the same as the sheriff's jail, which, to be honest with you, kind of makes sense. We believe you can use CARES money for that. In the general fund, it would cost an additional, because again, we've already approved 750, so if you change that from 750 to 3,000, that's about 52,000 in the general fund, and then for the state side, that would be another 49,000. We've already drafted up a next amendment to the budgetary policy for myself to go ahead and approve. You have any issues with that?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Okay. It does, it's, the population is different, but the duties are essentially the same. They have to be carried out a little different because of the age differences, but it's essentially the same thing. That's all I have, gentlemen.
So, yes, resolutions, sir?
Motion to approve the bid for the county engineer's highway ice control project.
Is that what we were just talking about?
Oh, this is ice control.
No, that's
salt.
the rock salt.
Oh, okay, second.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Motion cancel all meetings in October that aren't on a Wednesday.
Second.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Motion to authorize the county auditor to pay late fees to Ohio Edison.
Second.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Motion entering into D&D Rides LLC.
Second.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Motion to enter into agreement with Majestic Transportation.
Second.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Motion declaring certain Erie County equipment surplus and ordering same to be sold by internet auction.
Second.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Motion to declare certain items surplus and ordering the same to be discarded or salvaged.
Second.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.
Public comment? Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Mr. Old?
Yes.
Mr. Schaffner?
Yes.
Mr. Shenigo?
Yes.